So I am in Millbank, South Dakota. We just bought a new combine. It's a John Deere 9400. And now I got about 12 hours to get home. It's about 250 miles away. Hoping I can get 20 miles an hour out of it. Might as well take that off there. There we go. That's better. So the first thing I'm noticing is a lack of cup holders. Might be a long 12 hours, boys and girls. So since we're going 15 and a half, I hope we're going faster than that. Because instead of taking 12 hours, it's going to take us like 15 hours. Or something like that. 16, probably closer. Otherwise, stays on the road way better than the 7700. That one you gotta chase all over. I see this one, if I turn it a little too sharp, it kind of gets squirrely, but it is beautiful. Left at 1:30 this morning, so we maximize our daylight hours. Hopefully we get her home in the course of a couple days. We can start shelling corn. So the owner bought it brand new. It does have a lot of hours on. It looks really nice though. We looked it over pretty good. Bought it brand new. Said he was $90-some thousand new. Said he was really sad to see us go. He even wanted to take a picture of us with it before we drove it away. So that was kind of cool. I'll put the picture on the next slide here. Yeah, that was neat. I brought my phone mount. Maybe I could record some ranting or something, but it doesn't really hold my phone very well, so good junk. Well, I could stop combining this guy's corn. I'm taking some dirt to go around the town. See, somebody had a disc ripper in here, was making some passes. Luckily, Dad brought fuel. It was pretty empty when we bought it. I see it sucked her down a little ways. We maybe been driving like an hour. So 16 miles, hopefully. Yeah. Some boys out there harvesting. You guys need help? There he is. So I just did some math. It's 10 o'clock. We got about 9 hours of daylight. Gets dark at about 7 these days. So at 15 and a half miles an hour, that's 140 miles. And I think we're about 250 miles from home. We've probably gone, I don't know, 20 or 30 miles, so 160 miles. So we're still gonna be about 90 miles from home at dark. So the plan was to leave it sit probably an hour as the car drives away from home. But we'll see how far we get. We might just end up leaving an implement dealership or something and coming back and finishing the journey another day. Or maybe since we're closer to home, more area we know, we might bring our combine trailer to and just load her up. So I know, ironic driving this far when we own a combine trailer and trucks, but legality issues, we figured we'd be further ahead with this. So that's where we're at. So somebody lost a hay bale rolled in the cornfield back there. Can't even see it. That was cool. For some reason, it was way more enjoyable to take the dirt roads around that little town than driving it down the tar. I met like one car, and I like seeing farms. Plus, I don't think it added to my length of time at all. Well, we're back out on the main drag. We went around that little town of Millbank, South Dakota. Next town is Minnesota border, so not too far out. So originally we were going to take the header off and drive it. Just put the header on the gooseneck. But it's real 15 feet, you know, 6-row 30-inch. It's not any wider than the hay-bine, and really it's pretty good, especially on the roads out here. They're meant for big combines, big drapers, so it's actually going pretty good. I'll show you. So I try and run the middle row divider there on the inside of the white line, you know, right on the rumble strip. And most of these roads, till we get closer to home, will be nice wide farm roads like this. So should go pretty good as long as I don't pick something up with my tire over here and get flat. So yeah, honestly, I could go further over. Like now, you know, rumble strip's my row there. So yeah, not bad. Plenty of room for folks. People are good about giving room too, for the most part. Going downhill, she gets up going pretty good. We're at 17.3 there, so yeah. As long as it doesn't pop out of gear. I've seen some videos of that happening to these. Looks like a ride. So fun fact, this town, well, it's actually Ortonville in Minnesota. But this is where the western border of Minnesota goes from being the Red River to a straight line right here where I'm crossing. Well, I think this is Minnesota, I think. That was the river. Now we're on Minnesota soil. So back in the home state. And of course, I missed the welcome to Minnesota sign, but we are in Minnesota now. So making some progress. So that river we crossed was not the border, but it was like right on it. The river kind of splits there. One looks like some creek that goes into South Dakota, and then this is the Minnesota River. So crawling out of the old Minnesota River, Red River Valley, whatever it is, she goes down to 14. Pretty steep grade up here. We have to turn and head north right here. We're gonna go all the way through some biggest farm country we can, you know, to keep on good roads. So otherwise we'd end up in the woods sooner than we want, narrow road, lots of curves, that sort of thing. That would have been a good spot to put some fuel in, but we don't really need any yet, and I don't want to make any more stops than possible. I want to keep this thing rolling down the road. I'm assuming we're gonna have to fuel up at some point. Shouldn't burn that much, but we got a long ways to go. That looks like an extremely similar vintage John Deere right there. Oops. Well, that's a little newer. That's a 10. That's a Maximizer 9610. Nice machine. That one's a little sun faded. Looks like it spends some time outside. So on the back of the For Sale sign, I decided to make a list of cool things I see, and then I can put tallies if I see multiples. So we got I saw a pair of pliers. I just saw a nice big set of like wire cutters, but not like side cutters, the ones that cut off the front. Some people call them dikes, I guess. And one bungee. That's not that cool, but I'll probably see like 5 of them. Yeah. That's what we're down to. We resorted to. And looking at bean stubble. And corn stubble. Some boys rolling. So we're about, let's see, it's 1:30, so about 5 hours in. Really not sure how many miles we've went, but we've got a long way to go. I have not stopped yet. We're a little below half tank on fuel. Talked to Dad. He's gonna meet me with fuel at some point, and keep moving. Figured I better give the old girl a break. She's been going hard for about 6.5 hours maybe. I gotta use the bathroom. Well, this town sucks. Second gas station I stopped at. And closed. So that's cool. Oh well. Keep on rolling. Well, at least this is a normal site in a farm town and combine rolling down Main Street. Well, it's dry here. I saw some areas that looked like they were really wet down there, and then looks like it's dry other places. Anyhow, it's a Sunday, so that makes sense why everything's closed up. Well, I did find an open gas station in that town. All I wanted was water and to use the bathroom. So, third one's a charm. Wasted a lot more time than I wanted to, so whatever. We're on kind of a narrow road now, but the grain trucks and beet trucks are hauling like crazy out here. Just love to see it. But they didn't leave that much shoulder for farm equipment out here, and it's a pretty steep ditch. So I just hit the map. Just to see how far I've gone. I've gone 116 miles. When I looked at the mileage yesterday from my house here, it was 254, I believe. So we're getting close to the halfway point. Of course, we're going a roundabout way, kind of. It's kind of a straighter shot, but I suppose it's probably faster in a combine the way we're going than the way it'd take you in a car. Just, smaller roads, slower roads. Also, I think we're going to take it right to the field. So, that does actually put us a little closer, probably 10 miles closer than the shop. 15 plus miles closer than my house. So, that'll help us out a little bit. But I've only got 4 hours of daylight. I don't know how far we're gonna push it in the dark. Well, that's kind of dangerous. I'm meeting my dad at the next big town. He's gonna fuel me up, and that way, and then he'll be following me. I'm not sure if I mentioned yet, but after he dropped me off, I sent him to go get a manure spreader. Which is 2.5 hours away from where we picked up the combine, but it was kind of on the way back, just a little roundabout way. So he's waiting for me, like I said, at the next town. So this worked out really good. But anyhow, he'll be following me. We can leave it somewhere, implement yard or grain elevator or something like that out here, and we can come back and continue the journey another day. I'd like to do it tomorrow, but I have to work the next 2 day shifts, so probably looking at Wednesday or something. Also, really hoping this isn't the lamest YouTube video I've done, since it's just a video of me rambling and or the windshield and the header of the combine. So hopefully it was fun. It was a journey. I don't know if I describe it as fun, but definitely something I'm probably going to remember for the rest of my life. Driving a combine home. 5 hours away as a car drives. I think it's going to end up being like 16 total hours home as a combine drives. But we'll see. We'll get a final total here when we're done, when we get her to the field at least. So if anybody's wondering why I waited so long to get a corn head when it's harvest time, well, that's my own fault. I just kept waiting for the right deal to prop up. Corn heads seemed like some people wanted double what they're worth, and the ones that were a good price were a long ways away or sold before I could get to them, or I didn't jump on them fast enough. That happened at least once. Well, then we started looking for a whole combine with one. Why not? I had talked about getting a second combine, at least just another old one for a backup machine. I mean, technically this is also an old combine. It's a 1990. But, you know, we got a spare machine. This one breaks, we can throw the head on the old one and run her, you know, run the corn or vice versa. But anyhow, yeah, this deal popped up and we probably won't be harvesting corn. Probably won't be harvesting corn until next weekend anyhow. So even if I don't finish this trip today, I'm still going to get home. Unless, of course, a breakdown on the way, which is a possibility always. But calling for rain the next 2 days at home. And we're a lot shorter growing season in big farm country like this. And there's a lot of corn still standing, probably 50%. I saw a lot of guys cutting corn today. That looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait to start. But anyhow, yeah, if anybody was wondering, I just wasn't on the ball for getting my stuff together. Beat trucks and grain trucks like crazy. Love to see it. Kind of scary on a narrow road like this, so there goes another one. And of course, the narrowest road is the busiest one. There's a big boy rolling. I'm almost thinking that's an X9, but not sure. Pretty cool. Some pretty nice corn here. The first patch of the trip down there in South Dakota and that west central Minnesota, the corn looked pretty poor, like it had drawn out, because you see the low areas were extremely short. I'm talking the corn is like 2 to 3 feet tall. He's gonna dump on the go. There it goes. I'm trying to hold my phone still and not get taken out by a bead truck. But that's pretty neat. Really not sure what's passed me more today. I don't know if it'd be bean trucks or beet trucks or hopper bottoms. But there's been a lot of beet trucks, especially now I'm getting up in this Red River Valley. Good beet ground up here. So honestly, I'm having way more fun than I thought this was gonna be. I thought this was just gonna be a grueling day, which I mean, I guess it is to an extent. I thought I was gonna be really tired. I did stop for an energy drink. Not something I do a lot, but I slept for like 2 hours last night because we wanted to start right at daylight this morning, and we did, and that worked out really good. But yeah, I mean, I think you just got to get in the right mindset of, okay, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a long day, mildly stressful. Not really. I mean, pretty good roads so far. Good traffic. You know, people are used to equipment out here in farm country. But yeah, and then just have fun. So there's a 9600 or 9610 out there cutting beans somewhere. My mirror's in the way. There he is. I feel like you never see this many combines out by the road actually working when you're on road trips. I mean, I've been on a lot of road trips across farm country during harvest time. And they're always way out in the field, you know, you never get to see them, you know. And then plus we're moving at a slow speed, so you can watch them a little bit. It's kind of neat. So I just did the math and it was pretty disappointing. Or I didn't do the math. I did maps and it's pretty disappointing. It says I went to like the township that our fields are in, you know, to get pretty accurate mileage count. And it says 173 miles there still. We probably only got like about an hour left in here and it's going to be dark. Probably push it maybe another hour, you know, you got that somewhat light at sunset. So that maybe gives us another 30 miles, but well, it should be a little more than 30. Anyhow, back to where the combine came from, it said it is 150 some mile, like 152 miles, 155 miles, I don't remember. But so we're we're not even halfway yet according to Google Maps. I really figured we would be like 2/3 of the way. So if we do another 30 miles, we'll have gone one. Well, it should be flip-flopped, right? 50, 60. Well, should have about 140 left. 180 down, right? I didn't think it was that far away. So, yeah. It said 250 miles last night, but maybe the way we're going has that many more miles. I wouldn't have thought so, but well, it is what it is. Also, Dad got me full of fuel, so I met him along the road. He's got the spreader. He's ahead of me somewhere. He'll wait for me. He's at a strategic point, but yeah, we stopped and filled her up, so gonna keep rolling. There's Dad in the spreader. He's waiting for me. He's waiting at Big Tractor Parts in Holly, Minnesota. So I ran out of daylight the other day, and I didn't make it all the way home, which we kind of assumed was gonna happen. And we left it at a grain elevator, and I worked 2 day shifts. And I figured it'd save us some time if I ran and pulled the head off. And so I brought the big skid loader to put it on the gooseneck. And I got my buddy's dad to haul it on his lowboy. So I need to stop for fuel, and they check their chains. So the combine beat us home by a long shot because we had a wheel bearing go out on the gooseneck. But it worked out. I'll show you what we did here with that. So we had the wheel bearing go. It's still in there. I tried to get the hub off. I could not do it. I didn't have the right tools or something, I guess. I didn't have the right size socket for the lug nuts, but then some nice gentleman came along and went to his place and got the sockets. So we got the wheel pulled off, chained the axle up so it wouldn't drag on the ground, and we limped to the rest of the way home. We're only about an hour and 15 from home, maybe. So I put the skid loader over the rear axle. Okay, go ride your bike. To put all the weight on that axle. And most of the weight of the combine head is on the other side. So it worked all right. And we got her home. So successful day.